Welcome to the Only Football Fans podcast. Basically, we're a group of 10 mates, frustrated that we can't meet up in the pub every week to chat about the footy. So, we've decided to do a podcast instead. Here we go. So we're back. Episode 4 of the Only Football Fans podcast. We've had more successful feedback from the last episode, guys. Everyone seemed to be loving Patty's balls up with the old Czech Tiote. So, yeah, seems to have gone down well. And Matty Boyles had a lovely prediction with old Partey and Tierney for the upcoming Arsenal game. So, yeah, seems to be going well with that. This episode, we're just going to be running through our predictions for this weekend's fixtures and also going back over last weekend's fixtures with our nominations for Baller of the Week and Donkey of the Week. As you may remember, in the first week, Patrick Bamford won Baller of the Week and Gareth Bale won Donkey of the Week. So
you just had to get that in there, Todd, didn't you?
Too right, yeah. If I could, I'd nominate him this week and all, just because he's lovely. Yeah, so we're going to get straight into our predictions from the first week, boys. I'm just going to run you through sort of who scored what. So we're scoring it in the same way they do on Sky's Super 6. So if you get a correct result predicted, you get 2 points. And if the score is exact, you'll get 5. And obviously anything else, you get fuck all. So we'll work our way up from 10th position in the table. We predicted 6 scores, which was Wolves, Arsenal, Newcastle, Palace, Man United, Southampton, the mighty Leeds versus Everton, Aston Villa, West Ham, and Liverpool, Brighton. So first things first, bringing up the rear of the table is Hoppers with a big fat 0. You got no correct scores and obviously no exact results either. So yeah, it's not gone great, Hoppers. Next, and I'm not going to call this 9th, I'll call it joint 7th, is myself on 2 points.
What a joke. No, you're 9th.
No, I'm joint 7th with 1 correct result, which is West Ham to beat Aston Villa, but I had them to win 2-0 and they won 3-1. Next up, in also joint 7th, Dave Scott. We'll call it joint 7th, Dave, we'll have that.
I'll take that.
Same amount of points. You predicted that Man United would beat Southampton, but somehow you didn't get 9-0, which I don't know how. It's quite obvious. You had 2-1. Next up in joint 7th again is Kyle with another 2 points. Again, you only had the one.
No, he's 9th.
Yeah, I was going to say Kyle wanted that to be 9th, so he should get 9th.
Yeah, really. 9th, mate.
No, I'm the genuine 7th. That's the problem.
Fuck off. I'll just change the order and then I'll be 7th.
It's them 2 shitters that are behind me.
Nah, mate. So yeah, you got 2 points as well, mate. Again, you predicted Man United to win, but you had them as 3-1. Next up, we've got Struggers, who's not with us tonight. He's can't make the podcast recording, so.
I'll rate him.
He's in 6th position with four points. In 5th is Spearsy, also with 4 points. He predicted 2 correct results, which was Leeds to lose to Everton and Man United to beat Southampton. Next up is Boyle in 4th, also on 4 points. Predicted Man United and West Ham to both win. And then we've got in 3rd place, we've got Benji, again with 4 points. And he predicted Man United to win and also West Ham to win, but not the scores correct. And 2nd place is Pat with 4 points. Again, 2 correct results, which were, what did you have? You had Palace to win and Man United to win. So you got 2 points for each of them. And top of the table with a massive 7 points is Greg. Smashed it, mate. You've got...
So where was I again?
You're top, mate. Not like Liverpool. You actually are top.
At least someone's top.
But you had on the button, you had Palace to beat Newcastle 2-1. And then the other 2 points were Man United to beat Southampton. But yeah, top of the table, mate.
Take it.
Absolutely
I'll take
smashed it.
Fantastic.
So before we go in with our predictions for the upcoming games, we'll sort of scoot back over the games that have just gone, and we'll go with our nomination, for Baller of the Week and Donkey of the Week. So we'll run through Baller of the Week first. Like I said, Strug can't make the recording tonight, so he sent me his predictions and he's also sent me his nominations for each. So I'll read these one out first. And his nomination for Baller of the Week is Phil Foden, following Man City's 4-1 win at Liverpool. Foden was the star of the show, really. So Strug has nominated Phil Foden as his Baller of the Week. What did he get? Did he get 2 goals? 2 goals and an assist?
One goal, 2 assists, wasn't it?
1 goal, 2 assists. Sorry, yeah. He was on flames. So that's Strugger's nomination for Baller. So next person I want to sort of give their nomination would be Ben G. So over to you, mate. Who's your nomination for Baller of the Week?
Well, I wish you started with me, mate, because I literally have been thinking about this, and Phil Foden was for me. So no, I thought he was brilliant, and again, watching the analysis after the game, he was really highlighted to have a fantastic game. So yeah, Phil for me.
Decent. Boyle, over to you, mate.
Same team but different player. I've gone for Ilkay Gundogan, if that's how you pronounce it.
Mate, I've heard Gundogan, fucking everything. So however you want to say it.
Since he's really stepped up to the plate since De Bruyne has been out, and their resurgence could as many as it could be credited to a lot of their players. I think that he's proper stepped up the last month and a half, and yeah, I'm going to choose him.
It's good nomination, actually, mate. I think he won Player of the Month today. I think it was announced as well.
Wouldn't surprise me if he did.
Yeah,
didn't he miss a penalty though as well?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, but he still scored twice.
Yeah, true.
He scored twice, didn't he? Got 2 goals.
So it should have been 5-1 then, really.
Yeah.
He should be donkey, really, shouldn't
he? Yeah.
Reluctantly, I'm sure you won't want to do this, Greg, but over to you. Pick your Baller of the Week. Are you going to be a stubborn fuck and not go with a City player, or?
No, 100%, mate. I get what Matty's saying, to be fair, and obviously he's had a great month, but I've gone with Foden just because, sticking with the old English little fucker who's a bit of a magician, isn't he? And one of the biggest games probably that he's come out where he's just shone, and then that goal finished it off. Just a joke.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
Just on that point, Greg, about that goal.
And we're just doing reactions, Matty. We're just doing Baller of the Week.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, no, this ain't piss take. I was just saying, do you think Alisson should have done better with that? Or do you think he just hit it at him too hard and it just went straight through him? Or?
I think it was a bit of both. His head was already gone. His hands were cold. No, his head was already gone. He probably could have done a little bit better. But again, the fierceness of the shot was just unreal.
He did put
such a little man. I didn't think he could smash a ball like that, to be honest. But literally, it flew off his foot.
Yeah.
Wallop.
Next one over is you, Oppers. So your Baller of the Week, mate.
Baller, it's Foden for me again. He's gone from a squad player last year, obviously learning from his old mate David Silva. And then he's took this game by storm. He's gone from a squad player to probably, in my opinion, an England starter within the space of 6 weeks or to a month. So, yeah, Foden for me.
Looking to be unanimous, boys, this. Jonesy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do get Mabby's nomination, but for me, Phil Foden, it's lovely to... it's nice to see him get some games, to be fair. He literally is a double carbon copy of old David Silva, and I think that's going to be quality for England. So, yeah, but he tore Liverpool an absolute new one, which was fantastic.
All right, Harry.
Pat,
Yeah, roly-poly.
Pat, who's yours, mate?
Yeah, same as pretty much everyone else, mate. It's got to be Phil Foden. And just to elaborate on what Hopper said, I see a comment today. I can't remember who it was, but someone saying like they didn't think Foden would get in the England team ahead of Grealish, Mount, and Maddison. It's like he's leagues above all of them already, and he's only just breaking through. Like he's a couple of years behind the others, and he's already miles ahead of them talent-wise.
Agreed.
So yeah, Foden for me.
Nice. Spearsy.
Yeah, a bit boring really, but Foden for me too. I think one of the only positives to come out of COVID is the Euros got postponed to this year, and we'll get Foden. He probably wouldn't have gone if it wasn't this year. So great to see him at a tournament.
And Dave Scott.
I was obviously Foden come to mind, same as everyone else, but I'm going to go Gundogan as well, just because of the form he's shown from the beginning of the season. I think this is his highest scoring season already. I think I might have the stats wrong, but I'm sure I heard somewhere that his highest scoring season was 8 goals, and I think he's on about 11 or something already. If he didn't sky that penalty, he would have had a hat trick. He's been a major part in their title push. So even though Foden was unreal in that game, just the consistency of Gundogan this season, for me, it's him.
Yes, it's a good shout, to be fair. He's come on a bundle, especially in front of goal. Like we're playing, like slotting in for De Bruyne, playing that like bit further forward. Following up what you said, his previous highest goal scoring season was 6 goals, which was 2 seasons ago, and he's done that on 2 separate occasions. So he's on 11 already, so he's nearly doubled it.
Mad. And
in less games, like he's played 25 games, got 11 goals. His Premier League stats are 17 games, 9 goals. Like most strikers in the division would be happy with that. You know what I mean?
He plays that false 9 though as well, doesn't he? He's that false 9.
Can he lend a Bamiyang a goal? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Lend him a fucking haircut and all. I have I made my nomination? I haven't, have I? No. Mine was Foden as well. Once everyone started picking him, I did start thinking about going elsewhere. But no, he I made my notes last week, and he was top of the list. You've got to give Pep a bit of credit actually, because over the course of the last 2 seasons, there was a lot of people sort of saying he should be getting more football. He should be going out on loan. He should be looking elsewhere, because he can't be, with the ability he's got as such a young player, he can't be just sitting on their bench forever. But you've got to
managed it perfectly, isn't he?
You've got to praise how he's done it. He's learnt a lot from some phenomenally talented players in training. What stuff we don't see behind closed doors, that he's going to be taking advice, like you said, from your likes of David Silva and people like that. And he's worked, because he looks a serious talent. So yeah, I've gone with him on that basis, and that gives him, what does that get? That gives him 8 out of the 10 votes. So he is our baller of the week. But did you want to say anything more on him, Greg?
I was just going to go on from what you were just saying about him. Like, he seems so grounded as well. Like, not like some of these other people that are coming in and a bit big time and that. He seems so grounded. The fact that he's obviously come up through their ranks and that, and like saying that he wants to stay with them blatantly from the outset. Now he wants to stay with them for life. Like, that's the sort of player you want. You don't want someone that's literally like thinking about the big time.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You've got, I don't know if you've seen any of the footage of him as well, where he's sort of like kicking the ball around with some kids on the street and things like that. Most footballers wouldn't do it. Well, they're not supposed to, are they? Just in case they get hurt and that. But he's having kick about with kids. He's visited his old school and he's playing football with the kids as if he's just like one of them. You know what I mean? It's refreshing. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, bar the whole Iceland debacle.
Yeah, well, he was led on by a Man United player then, wasn't
he?
Exactly. Yeah, poison, isn't they?
You can't be a good England player without a bit of controversy, though, can you?
That is true, mate. Yeah. To be fair, them Icelandic birds are a bit tasty, so you can't blame him.
Leave my Gunwood alone.
You've got
Phil's
Kyle
gone
thinking
to
about
Iceland.
now. Chicken dippers in the freezer.
Right, next in, boys. We're gonna move on to Donkey of the Week. So I'll go. I'll tell you, I won't call Struggs out first. I'll let one of you boys go in first. So we'll go with Hoppers. Who's your Donkey of the Week?
I think this is going to be unanimous again, to be honest. I mean, you're a keeper and you make 2 passes to the opposition strikers and you're labelled a prat, and that's the game. So, Alisson for me.
Yep. Alisson. Can't think why you picked him. Greg, have you got any idea why he's picked him? Do you want to name yours? Or?
Cold feet, cold hands. No, mate, do you know what?
Wouldn't it be lovely?
Do you know what? He's been so good for us. 2 mistakes. It is what it is. It was bad, but I've gone with Mike Dean.
you know what?
Good get out there, Greg. Well done, mate.
Coming back to that.
2 in a week. He made 2 in a week, just as much as Alisson. So
2 in 3 minutes, man.
You say that, like, that brings me on to Strug's nomination, because he messaged me and he basically said, Alisson, if I can't pick Mike Dean.
I suppose, yeah. If it depends, is he
go with Mike Dean, but he's not allowed to pick a referee. So what are we doing here? But can we name a ref as one, or will he get?
Of course you can't. It's
Well, it's a donkey.
He was that bad.
Donkey, mate.
Actually,
He's been
no.
an absolute donkey.
Because what I'm going to suggest is that you pick a player, Greg.
If not, yeah, well, hopefully Alisson.
Mike Dean will get the joint. We'll get the joint donkey anyway.
Yeah,
if it's
Mike
about the
Dean
player, then Alisson, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, I was going with Mike Dean.
Well, I'll give Mike Dean a sort of honorary donkey anyway. So he's. But
yeah, Alisson then. But I can't. What can I say? Can't say anything. It's much unanimous, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Fair play, mate. Benji, what do you reckon, mate?
I think it's been a great week for Donkey. You could have had a few. Obviously, Alisson's a standout one. I felt a bit sorry for Alisson because I feel like the defenders should really try and help him out a bit there as well. I know there's a few mistakes, but Rudiger, he had a mare, but then he had a good game aside to the own goal. I've gone with Man United's Axel Tuzambi, is it?
Twanzebe.
Yeah, we'll go for him. He come on, I think, in the 92nd minute, didn't touch the ball, got booked for making a foul, that when he still didn't touch the ball got played in and Everton equalised. So I think he's had a mare.
Till, can I change? Can I go Twanzebe?
So yeah, he's my
Twanzebe.
Valid points there, Ben. Valid points. I think I need to change.
Thinking outside the box, Ben. I like that, actually, mate. I've got time for that.
I wasn't doing Rudiger, was I? So.
Right. Next one in, boys. We're going to go for Kyle, as he's called out one of your boys, mate. Over to you.
Yeah. Fuck you. No, listen, honestly, Twanzebe had a shocking couple of minutes, to be fair. I mean, he's literally come on to shut up shop and he's ended up giving the fucking equaliser away. I mean, have a day off. I'm not going to go with him.
Shop, didn't he?
I was on that game. I was honestly on that 3-3. I was going to give it my donkey to De Gea because I thought that little pat out was just an absolute joke. But then Alisson just held my beer and just absolutely just went. I mean, it's got to be Alisson for me. Yeah, he just absolute shocker for apparently the world's best goalkeeper or one of. It's poor in a big game like that. I mean, Karius made a mistake in the game in the Champions League and he got slated for it. So,
but he wasn't
big games. You make mistakes. Yeah, exactly. But it makes it worse, didn't it, for Alisson? I think if you make mistakes in big games, you should get donkey for it.
Nice. Well, I want to pick mine now. Like, I want to make a mention for someone who. Look, Alisson's my nomination, but he's got someone out of shit, and it's Weird Al Yankovic from Southampton. Because that was still in the same game week that 9-0 happened, and that's all on his shoulders, mate. He's making his Premier League debut, and he's gone in and fucking killed McTominay. immediately, and he's cost his team. But Alisson, like you said, he's gone hold my beer, and for what that game signified, pretty much handing the title back over to Man City with a couple of mad moments. He's gonna have to be my nomination as well. Over to you, Matty Boyle.
Yeah, well, I don't really think I can really add much to what the lads have said about Alisson. Whoever watched the game, all the millions around the world, they saw it. So, but another one I wanted to give a mention to is that geezer that plays for Southampton, that Bednarek.
Oh,
what is he all about, by the way?
Shout. Yeah.
He is absolutely toilet duck, the geezer. He's rubbish. He got sent off at Old Trafford, but worse than what David Luiz did to the mush who plays for Wolves. And he got that rescinded. But then I saw highlights of the other game, the game that followed, the Newcastle game. And he was just defensively just all over the place. You'd think after that performance, well, when he got sent off against Man United, when he was shot in death, that he would have kind of bucked his ideas up. But I think he was just as bad in the Newcastle game when they lost.
He scored an own goal again.
Yeah, what's known as a Jonathan Wood game.
Fucking awful.
Listen, mate, there's only two polls that you can trust, and that's Jerzy Dudek and Robert Lewandowski, mate.
I am Matthias Klick. Fuck off.
But yeah, I'd give it to Alisson, but that Bednarek, I'll tell you what, he's on thin ice with me, that Bednarek. He's proper. He just reminds me of that's like Mustafi for Arsenal. Just
he's Arsenal's new captain. That's Arsenal's new captain. There.
You do know you're signing him, didn't you?
Yeah, Arsenal were going to sign Bednarek. You heard it here first.
If you sign him, you got to get a shirt with Bednarek on the back immediately.
Boiled Bednarek. Yeah. So yeah, Alisson wins it, but old Bedders, he weren't far behind.
Bedders. He's had a stinker, isn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Patty, your call, mate.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say the points Boyle said, 2 red cards and 2 own goals in the space of 2 games. I mean, I know Alisson fucked up twice, but that's 4 fuck-ups in a week. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's Bednarek.
Oh, he's actually gone with him. Bednarek. Spearsy.
I was going to go a bit left field, but because I was sure Alisson was going to piss this, but I was going to say Salah needs a mention because that dive for the penalty. Fuck.
Yeah, it was terrible, mate.
What a cheating cunt.
Can you
right.
Can you nominate Bruno again? Find something this week for him.
Yeah, I'd love to, but unfortunately, I don't think it was that bad. But no, I'm going Alisson. Yeah,
Alisson. She's had a stinker, old Alisson, hasn't she?
Let's get himself a pair of Sondicos.
Reggie.
DS, you're the last one, mate.
Yeah, I mean, look no further than poor old Alisson. I mean, I'm quite happy he did it because it took the attention off of Leno with his crazy red card. So quite happy that he did it, to be fair. But I also want to give a little sideways mention to old Mitro for that dive where he just hit the deck like a sack of shit with brush from Souček's elbow.
Good shout.
Don't send him off.
Yeah, resounding for Alisson. Yeah.
Yeah, like we hinted on with Mitrovic, he's a fucking hypocrite and all, trying to sort of play the big man now and get himself out of it. He's a knob. I wouldn't tell him that though, because he's a big hard cunt, I think. So I wouldn't. Saying that, if you throw an elbow at him, he'll hit the deck, so you'd win, wouldn't you? But yeah, so there we go. Donkey of the week is Alisson, but honourable mention of Mike Dean, who's joint donkey just for being Mike Dean. So there, Phil Foden takes home baller, and Alisson and Mike Dean take home donkey. So yeah, there we go. Now we better go over to our predictions for the upcoming games, boys. Again, we're just going to predict the ones that our teams are involved in. So it gives us another 6 fixtures to predict. Struggers has sent me through his, so I'll read his out first. I'll read his each time. I'll go with Struggers first. So the first fixture is Leicester versus Liverpool, and Strug has put Leicester 1, Liverpool 2, which ironically is the same as what I've put as well. I think I think the pressure's big on Liverpool now, and I think they're gonna. It's sort of sink or swim for them, and they've got a couple of really hard games coming up, and I think this one they sort of pretty much gonna need the 3 points, and I think they'll just show enough this time. I saw Leicester. I think they're missing that James Justin as well, who's a pretty big player for them this season at the back. I think he offers them quite a lot going forward as well as defensively. I think that could be quite a big loss.
Yeah,
So,
half of the season probably, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been really good, mate. So I just think Liverpool will have enough. I think it's gonna be a good game. It'll be tight, but I think they'll just nick it 2-1. So Ben, what do you think, mate?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I think Liverpool have got to bounce back from last week. I was expecting them to go on a bit of a run a couple of weeks ago, but I was exact same score, 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1.
I still think they've got so much strength there. They've just got to get their heads right. They've got to get their playing as a team correct, and they get there. They get there. As much as I don't want them to, they will.
That's it, mate. So that's that's 3 of us so far. We've all gone with Liverpool to win 2-1. Now, Matty Boyle, over to you, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Liverpool win, similar for reasons mentioned. I think, like you said, that Justin is a big loss for them. He does offer a lot going forward and defensively. He's a big old lad, gets up and down the pitch well, and that'll be a big loss for them at the back. But I'm going for a slightly different scoreline. I think Liverpool win 3-1. I think Liverpool's attack's going to turn up in this game. Like you said, the pressure's on them, and now from here on in, they've really got to start picking up points. There's no room for errors for Liverpool now moving forward if they want to either finish in the top 4 or kind of get back into title contention. So, yeah, 3-1 Liverpool for me.
3-1 Liverpool. There we go. Greg, as our Scouser, mate, what are you going with?
It's obviously a massive game, and I think Fabinho's out, so I reckon that one of the new signings has got to start. I think, obviously, as you're saying, Matty, I think the front 3 will turn up, mate, and I wrote down 3-1. But hopefully we can be solid with one of them playing at the back, or maybe potentially both of them playing at the back. I don't know, but we've got to show up. So yeah, I've gone 3-1.
Decent. Jonesy, what do you reckon, mate?
Well, I'm sitting in 7th in the league, so who cares? I'm saying 3-1 Leicester.
Oh,
I reckon Jamie Vardy absolutely
has a party.
He has a wicked party. A blue one.
There's a blue WKD before he goes out and fucking pulls the pants down.
I just reckon he will. I think Liverpool just look so. They just don't like scoring that much, and then they've got mistakes in them at the back. So I fancy a 3-1 Leicester. I think it could be a midday mauling for the boys.
I tell you, just another point on that. While you mentioned Vardy, he's probably the worst striker that Alisson could want to play against this week. After having a couple of errors with like what he done last week, someone like Jamie Vardy is going to press the fuck out of him quickly as well. He's not really the ideal striker that he's going to be wanting to face this weekend. I reckon the opening exchange of this game where balls go back to Alisson could be quite interesting to see how confident he is to take the ball into feet.
Yeah, but I say even with that Justin gone, he's a big loss. But for me, that Castagne and Pereira, that Ricardo was a decent right back. He was one of the top ones I thought in the league before he got injured. Obviously, Justin's coming, Castagne's coming today. But I think I don't see him missing Justin that much. Although it is a big loss, I think that Ricardo and that Castagne as wing backs will be fine.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Hoppers, what do you reckon, mate?
I'm going for a 2-1 Leicester win again. Like Guru was saying, Fabinho's out. They're a bit fragile. Vardy looked a bit shaky the other day, but he's had obviously a game to get back into it, a couple of training sessions. And Maddison's, I think he's due a big performance as well, putting strings in there. So we're going to capitalise on Liverpool and 2-1.
Decent. Spearsy.
Going for the Desmond, I think. Liverpool, a bit shaky at the back. Vardy's always got a goal in him enough. Liverpool's front 3. Nick a goal, Desmond for me.
2-2. DS.
Yeah, Liverpool have to turn up, as we've said, but I also think Leicester's going to turn up. I think Rodgers is going to, as an ex-manager, he's going to get them up for this one. They've got a lot to play for to try and keep Liverpool behind them and sort of nick a top four at their expense. So I think it's going to be a 1-1 KG.
1-1. And last but not least, Pat.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence with Spearsy, and I reckon, goals in this one, so 2-2.
Score draw. Nice one. A bit of a mixed bag there then, boys. That's quite good. Also, on that game, on the Leicester-Liverpool game, one of our boys, Greg, has been called up by that goon Lolo to go on the stoop on YouTube this weekend following that game, doing the post-match review from the Liverpool point of view. So yeah, at the end of the podcast, I'll give Lolo a shout out. I'll give you his Twitter page and his link to YouTube to go out and follow that, and you can watch Greg and his point of view on there with Lolo and the other guys from across the pond. So yeah. Also, next game then, Palace Burnley. Like I said, I'll start with Struggers each time. So Strugger's gone with Burnley 1-0. And I'll read out, he's in brackets putting his text to me, ultimate muck off. So yeah, I don't think he thinks it's going to be too much of an exciting fixture, mate. Pat, I'll go with you then. First one after Struggers, as it's your team. Are you confident you could get it done without Zaha?
I mean, last time Strug thought a Palace game was going to be shit. It wasn't a bad game against Newcastle. So I'm going to go for the same score again, 2-1 Palace.
Ooh. 2-1 Palace. Well, I've actually gone with the same as Strug. I've gone with 1-0 Burnley. If you had Zaha in the team, it'd probably be a different ball game. But from watching you boys against us last week, I don't know if it's a mentality issue or what, but and the record says it all. Without Zaha, you just don't win games. So I've gone with Burnley just based on that, really.
No, that's fair.
Dave Scott?
Same, 1-0 Burnley. I mean, they've done it a few times, games like this year. Burnley, they've been scrappy, but they've just about nicked it by 1 goal. So, yeah, 1-0 Burnley.
1-0 Burnley. Spearsy?
Clash of the Titans. I'm going 0-0. Absolute snooze fest. I think I'm leaving first. I'll be watching Emmerdale.
Omnibus.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Hoppers?
Yeah, I'm joining Spearsy. I'm going for the muck off as well, like Strug said. They're both going to play 12 at the back. It's going to be 0 shots on target. Absolute muck fest. So 0-0.
This is it's going to be an absolute blinder of a game, isn't it? After we say
number 1 on match of the day.
5-4, or so it'd be like that Everton Yid game in the fucking FA Cup.
Chris Wood scores 3 overhead kicks.
Jonesy?
2-0 Burnley. And the reason I say that is because I think Burnley can be all right. But honestly, after seeing Palace against you boys, they're at rock bottom. They look fucking dead. And I know Pat would rate him, but no, they are all dead, mate. They're just actually, yeah. I'm going to say 2-0. It'd be nice maybe to see Hakuna Matata get 1 goal or whatever his name is, but
he's crushed, mate.
I didn't even get to see him, to be fair to you. I didn't even watch him, but I was thinking 2-1. I thought he might get 1, but no, 2-0 Burnley.
Hakuna Matata, I love that. Greg, over to you, mate.
Yeah, no, I've gone for 2-1 Burnley. I think without Zaha, obviously they have still got some threat in Eze, and depending on who they play, Batshuayi or Hakuna, I reckon they're at home. They've got to try and do something, and especially like the form they're on, they've got to try and do something. But I think Burnley will do them 2-1.
2-1. Boyle?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like, absolutely like Hellraiser this one, to be fair. But yeah, I'm going to go with a very narrow 1-0 Burnley win. They're going to score something that is on the line for 5 minutes, and then someone's just going to come in and toe punt it in the top bins.
Ashley
Barnes.
Yeah, it's going to be absolute poop. But I think Palace will make a mistake defensively, and Burnley have had a couple of good away results. Sorry Liverpool, sorry Greg. But yeah, yeah, 1-0 Burnley for me.
Sweet. And last one, Ben G.
I think, against all your thoughts, I'm going with a Palace win. I think 3-2 Palace. There's going to be sending offs. There's going to be own goal. Brilliant.
That smile,
Made my night.
I actually haven't got a good reason for Palace winning this, apart from the fact that I just think they will. So, yeah, going 3-2 Palace and a great game.
I think you've probably fucking nailed it there, Ben, because we've absolutely cunted the game off massively. We just writ it off already. You're nailed on. It's going to be an absolute blinder.
I just think as well. I think if Palace win and Arsenal drop points again, I think Palace can jump Arsenal. So
they do, yeah. They go above Arsenal.
But that's a
Arsenal have got a fucking tough game this week.
Have they?
Yeah, they got Leeds, mate. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Next up, the Baggies against the Scum. West Brom against Man United. So Strug has gone with 3-0 Man United. I'm not going to say any more on that. Kyle, over to you, mate. How are you boys going to fare?
5-5. 5-5. No. This is the problem with United. This is what I find them so frustrating this year, because I just never know which one's going to turn up. But our away form was pretty good. So I'm probably going to go, I reckon 4-1. And Sam Allardyce, I'll tell you what, he is not doing a job there at all. I think they'd have been better under Bilic. They've got worse. They got their 3 points against Liverpool. But was it 3 points or was it a draw? And it was, I can't remember now, but whatever. He done well in that game, but was it a draw? Was it? All right. But yeah, they're not very good. They've not been very good since. I reckon 4-1 United.
4-1. Right, I'm going to go in next, and I'm going to throw a spanner in the works. I think he's going to do an Allardyce here. I think they're going to win 1-0 West Brom. I think it's honestly, they shouldn't, but they've got to pick up points somewhere, and it would be the most West Brom Sam Allardyce thing to win this game. And I think if he's going to get anything out of this team, I reckon they'll just shit out a 1-0 in this, shut up shop and score a set piece. And you boys don't defend them that great at the moment, so I'm going to go with that. Plus, I hate Man United, so I've got to go against them. Ben,
that's changed my score.
I'm going to go 2-0 United. I think Bruno's due a penalty, and
he ain't had one for 45 minutes.
I just think they'll be too good for him. I think Carl's taking the pressure off himself there a little bit by saying that he's not sure, but it's 2-0 United. They got to do it, Carl. Yeah, and they got to them kind of games.
Yeah, no, I think we will, but
yeah, 2-0 United.
Boyle, I know you give me a funny look when I predicted West Brom. So what are you going with?
I'm on a similar bandwagon to Mr. Jones. I think Man United will concede because they're not that clever at the back, and they've got old he loves a flap, doesn't he? So, I would say 3-1 Manchester United. The attack will be too much. They won't be able to handle that forward playing football, and Man United are 100% going to get a penalty in that game.
Bruno!
Big money that they would.
Yeah, that's
3-1 Man United.
Gory.
What have I written down here? I've gone for a Scum 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't see West. As you say, they obviously got the point at Anfield, and they've been absolutely pony since. And I don't think Allardyce has done much cop there, to be honest. I can't see him staying up. And you're on all right form, I suppose. So I've gone for a 3-0.
Fair play. Hoppers, what do you reckon, mate?
I'm going for a Man United win. I think it'll be a slow game, like you say, Tel. Coming, parking his bus, old Big Sam. I think he's going to, second half, A couple of Bruno penalties, I think. Let's take him over the line. 2-0 mainly.
Jonesy's getting sick of these Bruno penalty shouts.
He scored
Penandes.
it. How was his penalty against Everton? That was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. Fuck, have a day off. Jealous.
Spearsy.
I think Man United struggle to break down these defensive teams sometimes, but I think they'll be made to work for it. But I think 2-0 Man United. Bruno is shithouse it somehow.
And like you said, Spear, he only turns up against the shit teams, doesn't he? So
yeah, exactly. He's a bully.
You can tell he's well loved on this podcast, old Pen.
More pens than Ryman's, the fella.
Theo.
yes.
Yeah, I think West Brom, they're shit. And there's going to be a Man United win, but West Brom they've gone to some places where you wouldn't expect to nick to points. I think they will make it difficult, but as we've all said, in the end, a shithouse Bruno pen, as we've said, or Mike Dean might find his way into the VAR, or a massive slice of luck will get them over the line. 2-1.
2-1. And last one, Patty.
Yeah, comfortable win for United. I can't see West Brom offering anything all game, so 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
So I'm the only one who's gone against the grain there. I better be right.
You've changed my Arsenal lead prediction now.
Love it. Right, yeah, Arsenal Leeds is the next one. And Struggers has texted me and he's gone with Desmond. So he's gone 2-2. So yeah, Pat, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, same as Struggle draw, but just a 1-1, I think.
1-1. Dave Scott, what do you reckon with your Gooners against us, eh?
Well, I'm going to desperately cling to some optimism and say 2-2. I think it's the best that we can hope for.
Oh, I love that. Spearsy?
3-0 to the Arsenal.
Oh, hello.
Speary.
Confidence oozing through him. He's had a week off the podcast to fucking muster up a bit of confidence, and he's come straight
He must
in
not
with
have
a
watched the
3-0.
last few games.
I think the can of Guinness might have a bit to do with it.
I was going to say, no explanation, just literally 3-0.
Yeah, straight in. He can't back the argument up. That's why he's just fucking put the score out and that'll do.
I muted myself.
Next.
Hoppers, what do you reckon, mate?
All right, it's going to be probably the game of the weekend for me. A bit of end to end. I'm going to go Desmond and a half. I'm going to go 3-3.
Ooh. I think you're right there. I think it'll be a good game. I think it is going to be an entertaining one. I'll go in next, boys. I reckon we'll win 2-1. I think we're like I said, I just think we've improved a bit. We've got a bit too much going forward, I think, for Arsenal to deal with at the moment. I just think we look fucking lively going forward, and I think we'll hurt them. And we've tightened up a bit at the back. So I just think we'll have a bit much for you. And yeah, it's a bit of a free hit for us, really. If we win this, we're in a fantastic position. If we don't, we're not really losing out. I think you boys just go same points as us if you win. So it's it's a bit of a free hit for us, really. Ben, what do you reckon, mate?
This is like the clash of the top of the bottom of the table. Because I think whoever wins this game, they can't go any further than halfway. So it is, if you want to put like a title to it, you could have like a trophy for winning.
We get a trophy for that, do we?
Yeah, you could possibly do that. But yeah, no, I'm actually going to back Arsenal 1-0. I'll tell you why.
Fuck off.
I'll tell you why. I don't think they've been a better team, but they're itching for a win. They've got to have a win soon. And looking at the table, it's normal seeing Leeds that low down, but not Arsenal. So yeah, I think Arsenal got to get a win. 1-0.
Hopefully, be a turning point like when we beat Chelsea.
Hey,
That,
back at you,
How
Ben.
that turned out.
Keep looking up. Remember, if you win this game, you're still only on that middle point, yeah? Henry might score as well.
Boyle, what do you reckon, mate?
Oh, I've toyed with this in my head the whole time you lot have been talking about what the score is going to be. I just can't. I can't bring myself to back against Arsenal in this game. Like similarly to what Ben said, well, we went on a good run, 6 or 7 unbeaten, and then, in the words of Big Alan, total capitulation. So, yeah, I think we're due a win. I think Leeds will score, however, and it will be close the whole game. It'll be a bit of end-to-end, but I fancy us to sneak it 2-1.
2-1.
Wouldn't be surprised if you beat us or it was a draw, to be fair. So, yeah, just about nicking it, but with not a lot of confidence in my voice, I have to say.
Fair play, mate. Greg. Oh, fair play. What do you reckon on that one, Greg?
I've got, obviously, is Leno and David Luiz missing?
No, they're both available.
And they got one game ban.
No, they got one game ban.
I've written down 2-1 Leeds anyway. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. I was just asking the question. But yeah, I've gone with 2-1 Leeds. I think they're on a bit of a run. I reckon they can carry it.
Nice one. I like that, Greg. And last one in is you, Jonesy. What do you reckon?
I really wanted to change this because of your comment about us, our Fancy and West Brom, but I actually think it's going to be 3-2 Leeds, and I'm after points on this little prediction league, or this little league we're doing. So I'm going to go, no one else has gone with it. I reckon 3-2 end to end, but I reckon Leeds will nick it because they're going to work harder and want it more. So
we'll have that. I like that one as well. So yeah, mixed bag there as well, boys. Some good calls there. Next one in is the Hammers versus the Blades. West Ham, Sheffield United. Struggers has gone for his beloved West Ham to nick it 2-1. Bit of a rivalry here as well, isn't there, with the whole Tevez Warnock thing. So yeah, it could be quite an interesting one.
They could do with him up front, to be fair.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. Pat, what do you reckon?
I mean, I reckon this is going to be as boring as the Palace Burnley game. But I reckon West Ham will nick it 1-0.
You just had to get your own shot back in there, didn't you?
That's it, yeah, of course.
He can't even defend himself, old Struggers. Oh, sod. Dave Scott, what do you reckon?
It's a tough one to call, really, but Sheffield, they keep losing, but it's so tight when they lose. Their luck's got to turn at some point, and I reckon I can see them nicking a draw, to be honest, 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, funny you should say that, Dave. That's exactly what I reckon is like with Sheffield United. They're not a million miles off it. It's mad, really. No one's really smashing them, but I just don't think they have enough up top. And I just think West Ham will nick a goal, and I think they'll win it 1-0. I think it'd be a pretty close game. I think West Ham might have too much from mate. Probably a Souček fucking header or something, but that's what I reckon. Ben, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, West Ham's form this season, they should go into this game and win it. But I mean, they dropped points at Fulham last week. I'm going to go with 1-0 as well. I just think they're going to lose a bit of form now. They're going to start tailing off towards the end of the season. I think they'll still get a good finish, but they're going to start tailing off.
Yeah, that's fair play, mate. Boyle? He's
Boyle.
Not there. Right, we'll go with you, Jonesy. Boyle's not there.
He's just got some cornflakes to boil it.
Plate of haggis.
I actually reckon West Ham just nick it 2-1. I say, like we said, Sheffield United, they never really get battered, to be fair. It's always quite close games. But I think watching them in the week against us, I just think, yeah, they looked all right, to be fair, even without Antonio. So, yeah, I'll go 2-1 West Ham.
Sweet. Boyle, now you're back, mate. What's your call? West Ham, Sheffield United.
I'm in agreement with young Patrick. I think it will be a very narrow 1-0 West Ham win. Sheffield United, they're not the worst side in the world. They've lost so many games 1-0, but I just fancy West Ham to nick it just. Another 1-0.
Fair play. Greg, what are you saying?
I've gone for West Ham 2-0. They're at home. They're doing all right. I think they rested Antonio during the week, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did, mate. Yeah.
He'll be back, and I think they'll do all right, mate. I think 2-0.
Hoppers?
Yeah, I'm going on the same lines as Greg. I think they have too much for Sheffield United. The boys have been saying they've had some tight games recently and they haven't been bad, but I think, if anything, this could be a time when they start losing it and taking a bit of a beating. So I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham.
3-0 West Ham. Just had a look. They've actually lost 1-0 10 times this season, Sheffield United. Spearsy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think like everyone else has said, Sheffield United, they never get spanked, but they're just missing a bit of Premier League quality. I think they're just not good enough for the division, are they? So I was reckon 2-1 West Ham.
2-1. And the last game that we're going to be predicting is Chelsea versus Newcastle. Struggers has messaged me. He reckons Chelsea will win it 2-0. And that's the same as what I've gone with, so I'll throw mine out there as well. So I reckon 2-0 to Chelsea as well. Just think Newcastle, I think Wilson's out, and Wilson's out injured, and he's sort of been their lone spark in recent weeks. I don't know if they're going to start with St. Maximin. Last time I predicted that they'd have a favourable result because I thought he'd start and he weren't. So I don't know if he's 100%. And I think without you take him and Wilson out of that, I just don't think they have anything there. Chelsea seem to have picked up a bit of form since Tuchel's come in. So, yeah, I think you boys will comfortably take a 2-0 there. What do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, I actually wrote down 2-0 as well. I think it's going to be, we're talking about boring games. The way we're playing at the moment, we're just drawing the results out. I think really this could be the most boring game of the weekend. But yeah, I've gone 2-0, just getting the job done again. Need to start improving on the performances, but that's going to come in time. So yeah, 2-0.
Hoppers.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit optimistic about a team for a change and predict we're going to absolutely batter them. Like you say, without Wilson, although I do rate some maximum, to be fair, but I just think with Bruce's tactics, we're just going to absolutely destroy him. I think Werner might actually turn up again for a change, find his level at a championship level side, and we're going to do him 4-0.
Optimistic. Love it.
Love it, Hops.
4-0. Spearsy.
Yeah, Chelsea seem to have really tightened up since Tuchel took over. They've put in some results together. I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea. I think Newcastle got nothing without Wilson.
They could, to be honest, they could be sucked into that relegation if any of them bottom three did manage to put a run on of some sort here. Because from all accounts, Wilson could be out for quite a few weeks. So
I was just going to ask that. Yeah, is it a bad injury? Yeah, if they miss him, they're in trouble, I think.
It's his hamstring, I think, but I don't think they've actually announced how long he'll be out. So, but yeah, it's looking like it could be sort of like 6-week minimum sort of job, which is fucking could hurt them.
Blow for them, yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. DS, what do you think?
Well, obviously, like you just said, with losing Wilson, I think any hope of getting anything from this game has just disappeared. I mean, Newcastle are whack at the best of times, to be honest, but with Wilson, there's no hope for anything from this game. I think Chelsea are going to keep up their good form with not really doing anything outstanding, but just ticking over and getting those wins. So 3-0.
3-0. While you was making that prediction, Dave, I did have a little Google quickly, and he's out for up to 8 weeks, Callum Wilson. So it's fucking that's a long time. And
the bottom three must be rubbing their hands together with that.
Yeah, they'd be laughing, wouldn't they? But they've got to do something themselves. I mean, they're quite a way off anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to have to pull their finger out. Pat, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this could be the game where it all sort of clicks for Chelsea under the new manager. And yeah, same as Hoppers, I reckon a comfortable 4-0.
4-0. Big one. Kyle.
Yeah, I agree with Pat, to be fair. And Hoppers, I think, could be a big turning point for Chelsea. 5-0.
Jesus Christ. Have you seen Chelsea play recently?
Got Bruno, no?
Gory.
Yeah, I've gone for 3-0 Chelsea. I think it's been a bit slow under Tuchel. I mean, you were a bit pony during the week, but you got the result against Barnsley. But I think, this could be the game where obviously the opposition ain't the best and you're at home. So, I think you could put on a result here, the first of his range. You know what I mean? A good result for him. So I reckon 3-0.
We're all going to get dick now, you know it.
John Joe Shelby will just have one of his worldy games and fucking smash you.
Jamel the Cell hat trick.
Boyle, what do you think?
Yeah, probably in similar agreement to most of the lads. I think that Tuchel looks like he could be a good fit for Chelsea. I still think he has the luxury of not knowing what his best team is, and he seems to be able to. He's picked up results in his games, obviously bar the Wolves game, and it will be a comfortable 3-0 win for Chelsea for me. And Timo Werner to score, by the way.
Oh, hello, that's a big call out.
Yeah, he's going to break his duck.
Have you?
Now you're pushing it.
While we're on the point of Newcastle, boy, I think you've still got Steve Bruce lodging around yours, haven't you? Is he available to have a little word to see what his prediction would be, what he thinks his team will pull out the bag for this game?
Well, I told you last week we had a choice of signing Neymar, Kevin De Bruyne. In the January window, we ended up with Joe Willock. I did say he was one of the best players in the world, and I was proved right. So Maximum down the left, Willock in the middle. Absolute winner, if you ask me.
Love it. Thank you, Brucey. Appreciate it, mate, and good luck for the weekend.
Thank you, Terence.
Well, that ties it up, boys. That's all of our predictions are down. So it'd be interesting if any of us can make any ground on Gory this weekend. And
yeah, he's flying, by the way.
Yeah, fucking massive. Yeah, 7 points. He's laughing, mate. But yeah, it'd be interesting if we can catch him or make some ground anyway, lads. But yeah, in the before we sort of sign off, we've got a couple of interviews coming up next week and the week after with a couple of ex-pros. We've got J-Tab coming on for an interview, and we've got Gareth Graham as well. Between them, they've both played sort of throughout all the divisions in the UK. J-Tab was an international as well with Republic of Ireland, played in the Premier League. Gareth Graham's played for Palace and Brentford and throughout non-league as well. He had quite a good career in non-league. And yeah, they're both coming on for an interview with us, so we'll have a few bonus episodes coming out as well. And we might even have lined up a couple of other interviews that will be soon. Sort of, we're going to look to do maybe a Champions League special with a couple of the fans of the clubs that are going to be featured in the Champions League. So yeah, some more content sort of coming your way, guys. And yeah, we're going to sort of keep churning them out and try and get as much episodes out there as we can.
I'm washing my hair on Champions League night.
Yeah.
That's Kyle.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, guys, Greg's going to be featured on the stoop with that goon Lolo on YouTube at 3:00 tomorrow, I think it is, after the Leicester Liverpool game, doing the post match. So yeah, get over to YouTube, and it's called On the Stoop, and it's a Premier League fan show that Lolo runs, and some really good content actually from America. He's got fans of quite a few clubs that are based across the pond, and they've got some good points, and they put some great content out there. So they're having Greg on tomorrow to have a chat, and I think hopefully, according to Lolo anyway, a few of us might get on there in the upcoming weeks to have chats about our own sides as well. So yeah, go over to his YouTube channel, guys, and give him a subscribe to his channel and give him a watch. And yeah, enjoy the show tomorrow. That'll be us anyway, fellas. Anyone else got anything else to say before we sign off?
Good luck, Gory. Have a good one tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, it's exciting, mate. I'll hopefully be all right.
Good luck, Greg. Yep, it all goes well, mate.
Enjoy it, mate.
That's
all right, mate.
He's going to
I'll
be
watching
you.
He's going to get all the little blusher on his fucking foundation pen and all sorts. Look.
Soccer or football?
Oh, it's football all day long.
Football.
Football.
Babe, where's your mascara?
Yeah, enjoy tomorrow, Greg. We'll all be tuning in, mate, to support you. So yeah, enjoy it, mate. Have a good one, and I'm sure it'll be good. Lolo's a good lad as well. He gets some good stuff out there. So yeah, have fun, boys, and yeah, until next time, we see you again.